Hey guys, I'm going to narrate my way through the first part of this video here. It will transition from time lapse into live action near the end. So this is a tree job we did here probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. I'm a little bit behind on my videos. Kids have been in sports here over the summer, so it really takes a large commitment of time on the weekends and the evenings. So I haven't been able to do as many jobs as I would have liked probably, but and then the ones I've done, I've tried to fit in where I can, and then the videoing them it's tough too. But this is a tree we did. The guy actually works at the same company I do. We don't work in the same department or anything, or know each other real well. But he had heard I was doing trees, so he asked me to come take a look at this one, and we shot him a price, and the plan was to do a partial drop or a full drop. We're going to drop it. And then he had some people he thought maybe wanted the wood, or he was going to burn some himself and do part of the cleanup himself. And then if he needed us to clean up like the big trunk sections and stuff, I told him I would do that for a cheaper rate if you could get rid of most of the big stuff. But once we got it on the ground, I knew it was going to be a real big pile. It's not a real tall tree. It's not a real big diameter. It's a maple. But I knew it was just had a lot of volume to it. And I knew it was going to create a pretty good little mess there. And once they saw the mess, they decided they wanted us to go ahead and clean it up, which I hadn't planned doing that weekend because, again, I had thought that he was going to take some time and do some of his own cleanup. So I didn't end up filming the cleanup portion. It took us, I came back the next day with the dump truck, my small trailer, and my excavator. And I think it was about 3 dump truck loads to clean this tree up. And well, one of those we had piled stuff on the trailer too. So on the third load, we loaded the excavator up and hauled it out, and we're done there after 3 loads. So it turned into a full takedown and full cleanup. So it was a good learning trip. This is my first full cleanup, a good ways away from the house, but unfortunately I didn't get a video on that. So as you'll see in this video, this particular tree, it worked well to do a full time lapse of the whole job. I've been wanting to do a time lapse of at least the majority of a job and take down. And it was a good area to set up the camera and just watch the bucket work. And you can see it's me and my dad working out of the bucket. One's a cutter, one's a thrower. Well, that started out, I was cutting, he was throwing, and as we got further back, closer to the house, he started cutting, I started throwing. I can tend to throw just a little bit further than he can. And then some of it we will swap up just depending on how the bucket's positioned and who's got better access with the saw and who's got better access to hold, depending on how we're standing in the bucket. As you can see, we can swing the bucket on the end of the boom there. It makes it real handy for positioning. That's why I really thought I wanted a bucket with a crane, a jib crane on the end of it, but really the more we've started working with this bucket and having that full 180-degree swing around the end of the boom, I don't think I would get a bucket with a boom or a jib boom on the end of it. This thing is just really handy. And then we like the 2-man setup because you can really just zip through a tree pretty quick with one holding / throwing and the other cutting. So, I mean, you don't have to, the rigging when you're just with one person, it does slow things down a good bit. So we like the efficiency of having 2 people there. You can see with this tree too, the wind was heading away from the house out towards the truck, so it definitely helped keep from dropping anything on the house. So it was in our favor that day, and we pretty well did the whole job in one setup, the setup that we're in here. We did end up having to back the truck up about 6 or 7 feet to just reach some stuff that was hanging way out over the house. We just didn't have enough reach, and we were trying to stay off the yard as much as possible too, which you basically have to set up where we set up here, work your way through the front of the tree to clear up enough space where you can get to that back anyway. So I just didn't really think we were ever going to get it in one setup complete, so we pretty well started the job knowing it was 2 setups. which it isn't a big deal to just pull the outriggers back up a little bit. It's about a 4-hour job, I think, start to finish, and that's basically from my driveway back to my driveway. I think it was around 4 hours. So we try not to get in a rush. We take it slow and easy, think things through, and make sure we don't damage our equipment ourselves or the customer's property. So hope you enjoy the video, and we'll try to keep more coming. Like and subscribe.
Alright, I'm going to pull the bucket down there and tie onto it. Alright.
Okay guys, this is, I'm struggling here to get this saw lined up level, get my cuts lined up. This is probably the third go around, or probably this is about my third trip around this thing. You see the bar just pop back out. My elbow is absolutely killing me here. I've got basically like tendonitis in my right arm for something, not sure what, but, especially after 3 hours of trimming with a small handsaw. The Echo 2511. It's not too bad, it's good and light, but after 3 hours, my elbow was already sore. So running this 038, it was just really working me. So I do finally get it lined up and level, and it goes pretty easy from there. I watched near the end. I get this thing real close to not having enough holding wood. So we do have it roped to the bumper of the truck too, though. So definitely can't go back towards the house. It does have some back lean to it, but So that's just a sort of safety precaution, and we do end up using the rope to sort of pull it over by hand. But I really get this thing close not having enough Holden wood where it could have went sideways, which wouldn't have been the end of the world. It would have landed in the driveway or in the side yard. Watch till the end, you see the amount of Holden wood.
Ain't nothing left. Huh? Ain't nothing left. So. There she comes. Whew. Cut that. There wasn't a whole lot of Holden wood left. Had some over here, but man, I'd cut about a finger width of Holden wood right there.